liftoff of the Space Shuttle Endeavour on an ambitious mission to service the Hubble Space Telescope.
We finally flew STS-61, which was the first Hubble servicing mission. Absolutely incredible mission.
Clearly we have a dynamic situation.
You cannot take the 84-inch mirror out of the telescope. It's part of structure, too big, it's there. So by putting in one box called CoStar, we're able to correct the aberrated light for 5 other instruments.
Of all the space shuttle missions we've flown, it was without a doubt the most ambitious flight, but the one that I think demonstrated NASA's can-do attitude, its technological skill, its technical capability, and the spirit of its people.
2 teams of astronauts made a record 5 back-to-back spacewalks to refurbish Hubble and realize her potential to awe and astound. While Hubble servicing missions were very important, the true gift of a maneuverable shuttle was soon realized in a very different rescue mission.
Booster ignition and liftoff of the maiden voyage of Endeavour on a satellite rescue mission.
Months earlier, in May of 1992, the 7 astronauts of STS-49 overcame initial setbacks to pluck the $180 million Intelsat-6 communication satellite from an unusable orbit.
It was going to be a very simple rendezvous, get close, bring the satellite down close and grapple it with the remote manipulator system. Everything that could go wrong went wrong.
We got up there to capture it. The bar, we tapped the satellite with the bar, and the satellite started moving out of control.
Get me in. Pitch me over. Into the arm. Watch the end of the arm.
That's the singularity again.
You're going to have to get out of there.
It can be very difficult catching something like a tumbling satellite in space. The slightest touch or mistouch by the astronaut with the equipment, and you can send that satellite tumbling.
Here, make sure that when you want me to yaw right, you say yaw right. Okay. Any other time right, it's just right. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Better move. We're moving.
And so it was very touch and go on that mission, actually.
Commander Dan Brandenstein and pilot Kevin Chilton are preparing for the upcoming terminal initiate burn.
After several days of failed attempts with Endeavour's remote arm, Commander Dan Brandenstein literally tries a new approach.
Yeah, real easy, guys. Real easy. Don't bring us any closer, Dan. Okay, I'm stopping it.
At Endeavour's helm, Brandenstein delicately maneuvers the orbiter up to the 4.5-ton Intelsat-6.
The satellite is rolling out of control in 3 different axes at once, and you could actually fly the shuttle and fly this maneuver around and keep it aligned with it.
It's got to be the neutral point right here.
3 people grabbed 18,000 pounds.
Aware that any miscue could endanger not only the satellite but also the ride home, spacewalkers Pierre Thuot, Tom Akers, and Rick Heeb reach out and secure the satellite by hand.
Okay. Wait. Let's do it. Got it. Easy. Give it some time. Give it time. All got a good grip? Yes, sir. Houston, I think we got a satellite.
Yeah, nice job, guys.
Intelsat-6 is released from the cargo bay with a new mini-rocket motor for a gentle push to its proper orbit, where it remains today.
We're go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff of Endeavour, completing Kibo and fulfilling Japan's hope for an out-of-this-world space laboratory.
Houston, Endeavour, roll program.
Roger, roll, Endeavour.
This is Mission Control Houston. Endeavour's roll maneuver is being completed. It is now going into a heads-down position on track for its flight to the International Space Station. Flying at 400 miles per hour, 1 mile in altitude and 7 miles downrange already from the Kennedy Space Center. Endeavour's engines were throttling down as the orbiter passes through the area area of maximum pressure on the vehicle, now 50 seconds into the flight.
The last of 5 orbiters to be built for spaceflight, Endeavour was named in a national competition by elementary and secondary school students after the 18th century sailing vessel commanded by Captain James Cook. Construction of Endeavour began with its contract award on July 31, 1987 to replace Challenger, which was lost 73 seconds after launch on January 28, 1986. Endeavour was outfitted with many safety improvements, including a drag chute to be deployed post-landing, and nose-wheel steering to improve wear on the tires during rollout on the runway. Additionally, Endeavour's plumbing was designed for a state-of-the-art addition allowing for longer stays in space. Endeavour was delivered to NASA's Kennedy Space Center from its Palmdale, California construction site in May 1991. Endeavour's flight history has included some of the shuttle program's most memorable flights, starting with its very first mission, STS-49, in May 1992, just 1 year after Endeavour first arrived at the Kennedy Space Center for final processing. The primary goal of that mission was to rescue the Intelsat 6 satellite, stranded in low Earth orbit after launch atop an expendable rocket. It would be outfitted with a new motor, designed to boost the communications satellite to its operational orbit 22,000 miles above the Earth.
Ignition and liftoff of the maiden voyage of Endeavour on a satellite rescue mission.
For 2 spacewalks, astronauts Pierre Thuot and Rick Heeb tried to place a specially designed grapple bar on Intelsat to facilitate its capture with the shuttle's robot arm. When those attempts failed, the crew and mission control devised a dramatic plan calling for Thuot, Heeb, and a third astronaut, Tom Akers, to reach up and grab the huge satellite by hand.
Let's do it. Got it. All got a good grip? Yes, sir. Houston, I think we got a satellite.
Yeah, we're watching down here. We got a lot of smiles down here, Dan.
It was, and still is, the only spacewalk ever performed by 3 people. The flight set a host of other records, including the most spacewalks on a shuttle mission to date, the longest spacewalk to date, and the longest spacewalk by a female to date.
Astro 95 Heavy 12865.
They're kind of some of the ones we were doing yesterday.
Yep.
Astro 95, say again. If I could initiate a descent down to 1500 for Astro 95 in flight. Astro 95, approved.